Okay. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. It has been such a long time I haven't recorded an episode for the Shaida Effect podcast. So this is episode number 4. We are going to talk about living your chosen identity for January 2021. Yes, like that.
Yeah, like that.
So we have our guest for today, V. Do you want to
Hello,
tell?
everyone.
Yeah, do you want to tell yourself?
Okay, so hi, my name is Kaviko Sengkavi, but you can call me V. I'm actually one of Shaida's classmates during degree, and I'm identify myself as Malaysian Siamese. I love to bake, I love to cook, I love to draw, I love to dance. I love everything cultural related, and fun thing about that, this thing is that I found that I have connection with Shaida because she also like this kind of things, and I feel very honored that she invite me to become one of her guests for her amazing podcast. You
Oh,
can
thank you.
also check another podcast. It's very good.
Okay, so as you heard just now, V is actually a Siamese Malaysian, so Sawadee.
Sawadee.
So, having V said that, uh, he actually told me that his favorite quote is "Strength lies in differences, not similarities." And
Yeah.
I strongly believe that a person's favorite quote tells a lot about themselves. So for you, V, why do you choose that as your favorite quote?
For me is that I grew up in I grew up and raised up in a community that is not limited to one race,
Mm-hmm.
like my own race, right? So I grew up a lot in Malay community. Like
Mm.
that place have a lot of Malay community.
Oh.
And like this thing when we say strength lies in differences, not similarities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that we actually build a strong connection
Mm-hmm.
through understanding. Like we have to understand each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
To confirm that what they call that strength, that connection, something like that.
Ah.
So like we if we have like differences, we have to learn. We learn a lot from them. Like we learn their culture, we learn their lifestyle, right? The
Mm-hmm.
differences make us realize that we're not limited into one perspective.
Mm.
So that's why I think like these strengths lie in differences because we have to learn other people differences,
Mm-hmm.
other people lifestyle, other people perspective to create an understanding so that we can go through something like that.
Oh, so that we can achieve that idealistic, harmonious nation, something like that, right?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool because for Malaysia, I'm not sure about other countries, but in Malaysia we have so many races. We have the three major ones: the Malays, the Indians, and the Chinese, and we also
Yes.
have the Bumis, right? Such as
Yeah.
the Kadazans and Kelabit. Uh, I am not aware of those. How to say? I'm not exactly because I was raised in a majority Malay community, right?
Yeah.
Uh
So
huh.
there's no a lot of
Not yeah. I
exposure,
wasn't.
is it?
Yeah. So for my degree, I was thrown into into Unimas in Sarawak. So I get to mingle with a lot of people from different backgrounds, you know, especially the Sarawakians. And,
Yeah.
and it opens my mind to like different perspectives that are different than mine. And that is really something that is life changing.
Right, right.
Wow.
That's why I said it's like strength lies in differences because
Huh.
you get exposed to their culture,
Yeah.
and when we learn something from them, we know that okay, we have to be, be toned down about this, toned down
Mm-hmm.
about that, or maybe we enhance that thing,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, right? Yeah.
And it's really, really interesting to learn something from their culture as well, right? For example, when we visited their places, we, I don't know how to say it, but it's just so, um,
Welcoming,
yeah, so welcoming.
right?
So,
Uh-huh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's really interesting lah.
You
Okay.
remember that time when we go to what? The Rumah Panjang for
Uh-huh.
our project?
Uh-huh.
They just welcomed us, right? Like
Yeah.
instantly feel like family. Boom, boom, boom.
Like we were family but from different backgrounds, which is like really,
Yeah,
really cool.
right. This is so nice.
So I also heard you told me last time at the lobby. I still remember your
Yeah.
stories. I heard you were in boarding school, right? Like,
Yes, I
uh-huh.
was in the boarding school.
You boarding. I think top boarding school in Malaysia, right? SBP is it or MRSM?
SBP,
SBP.
Salam Asrama Penuh, ya.
So we know that boarding school sekolah asrama penuh.
Mhm.
Um, most of them are Malay
Malay.
and
Yeah.
Muslim. So how was the experience as a non-Malay and a non-Muslim in that kind of school?
Um, that one is interesting because I think that time was the first time that I have to be myself.
Mm-hmm.
That time like I went there. I don't have much of Vietnamese friend, and all the Malay friend that I have is from other school. Like they went to other school, so
Mm.
I'm the only one there. And then it was funny that um I got mistaken for Malay. Like a lot of
Oh.
times. Yeah. And and the thing is, right, during that time, the boarding school time,
Mm-hmm.
I grew a lot. I grew myself. I grow myself. Yeah. I learned to grow or something like that.
Oh.
Because it's kind of brutal or cruel, like when some people they don't have exposure about
Mm-hmm.
other people culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have this experience, like in boarding school we have a lot of friends,
Mm-hmm.
and we eat each other we
uh,
we share our food, right?
uh-huh.
And then one time, like, this person, he bring us food, and then because I was the only non-Malay
Mm-hmm.
inside my dorm, so I want to try also, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, oh no, he cannot eat it because later I have to summer,
Eh,
something like that.
okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow, sir, ooh.
What
But
was that? Okay, never mind. That 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 person has probably a lack of knowledge in certain areas. Perhaps, hopefully, he has improved over the time.
I think he's improved a lot because
Mm.
now we actually become friends.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but during that boarding school is like a life-changing experience, and I learned how to be myself. Like I'm more embracing about myself, and that is why I learned how to adapt. Like I understand that there's these differences and everything, and through that experience in boarding school, I was like, okay, I have to be myself, but also I have to embrace all the differences,
Hmm.
something like that.
That's very important, actually.
Yeah.
I think during our school days is actually very important because it's where we trying to discover our identity, right? And that is
Yes.
where we like submitted to peer pressure. Like,
Yes.
that is really difficult, I think, because my experience was really hard as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember because I moved school a lot when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have like lots of friends, but I don't have like really close friends.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Okay.
you know how in school where they have like cliques, like those popular ones and
Oh,
then the
yeah, yeah,
nerd
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I think I'm always like one of the dorkier ones at school.
Oh, really? No, but you cool, you cool.
But yeah, but alhamdulillah lah, I was never like feeling like I should be like a certain
Someone else.
someone, yeah, to fit
Ah,
in.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel really grateful for my younger self that I didn't have to be a certain way to fit in. I just do whatever I want, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, right. You get me right. Even the people are like, why are you reading books all the time? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But I don't. I just don't care. I just do what I do.
Right.
Yeah, I
My
was just
God.
like, I was just like, I don't care whatever people say as long as I'm happy with whatever I'm doing. Yeah, but I do sometimes feel like,
Left out a bit.
yeah, sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But well, it doesn't matter so much now because people are busy these days anyway, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, during my boarding school, right,
Mhm.
I mean, I also have that kind of things.
Mhm.
You know, high school, we have that throne of popularity and
Yeah.
then have that big. I was one, I think mine is neutral because you can go anywhere.
Mhm.
But, like, because of my personality and myself being like,
Mhm.
I'm a bit soft
Mhm.
than other boys.
Mhm.
So sometimes they brush me off in other ways. But remember, I learned to be myself. So it's very fun, like I actually learn it from hating myself to loving myself, something like that.
It's a very empowering journey, right?
Yeah.
I really love that, especially when do you keep journals?
Oh yeah, I do.
Like that's cool to know because not many people journal, right?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting when you look back at your journals and like, oh my god, I was like this once. And then, oh, I used to have a crush on this person. Oh my god, you something like that.
Yeah, and then sometimes the Facebook post like, oh my God, this is so
Yeah,
grim.
yeah. Especially during I'm not sure 2010, like we're all so these rumpet
Oh yeah,
typings.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was once
The
one of those
typing
kids.
one.
Yeah, I was like, why did I type like that? Oh my god.
Then the O becomes the zero one,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah. And then the plus with Z and X and SS for everything.
That was so stupid, but it's cool that I was stupid once and maybe am still stupid, but
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 differently stupid.
different kind of stupid. Let's speak
Yeah.
here.
Let's speak here.
Okay, so I'm sure you have like because in boarding school they have all these gossips even
Oh,
in yeah. So like what's one only one of the juiciest gossip that you really want to share with us during your schooling days or even your degree years?
okay. Actually, I have a lot, but okay, because of ones, right?
The best one,
I'm
the best
gonna
one you
share
think?
the juiciest one. Like, I think I will go with school
Okay.
because the school is like it's my life. So that during my school time,
Mhm.
my boarding school time, I learned to be like, like be yourself and stand for your own. Because that time,
Mhm.
I actually learned that one of my schoolmate,
Mhm.
he how to say right, like he talks differently
Mhm.
in the camp in the dorm, but then
Mhm.
when he meet these like teachers,
Mhm.
he will talk differently just to be like just to kiss their ass.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is that he said, "Oh my God, I really hate this teacher because we do have that face, right?
Uh-huh.
Like we hate this educator, we hate this teacher because of that." But then I just realized that they actually bonding. No, it's very controversial.
Oh.
Yes, but it's not like something serious. It's more like sending messages, something like that. And you do know,
Hey,
right?
wait,
In boarding
wait. Are
school,
you guys allowed to have phones?
no.
Okay, okay, continue.
That's why that I said that he think that teacher asked because he can bring phone.
Oh.
I don't know whether he want to do it for what the sports house system, because we know, right, the boarding school we have that system
Spot
like,
check thingy.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like the Harry Potter one, like
Uh-huh.
this house system win, something like that.
Oh, you guys have that?
Yeah, so basically it's like a ranking in our school,
Oh.
and that teacher, he's handling all that thing, all that system, key in the merit, demerit, all.
Mm.
So it's when we look back, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
very. stupid thing to do. It's like kind of stupid, it's kind of cringy. It's like you just lower down your dignity for the things. It's
Oh,
very ill. Yeah.
oh, so basically he joined you guys for what's the word? Criticizing the teachers, saying bad things about
Yeah.
the teachers, and then behind you guys, he was actually sucking up to beep.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's nothing serious, lah. Just that I do know that they talk to each other, like they text each other, something like that. But still, ew, still disgusting.
so
I
that's
mean, I try so hard just for that thing, you know?
but what would he gain anyway? Good marks?
Yeah, like ranking, like
Or
the
in terms of
first
ranking?
ranking. Yeah, in terms of ranking.
But it's not even that important anyway, right? When you think about it
Yeah.
now.
Mhm. Because like after you finish school, all that ranking doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Okay, you
Sometimes,
just have a king in your high school, but that's all.
yeah, because you've moved away from school anyway at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So sometimes I feel sorry also for the teenagers, the teen who are still in school and they have to like wajib, like compulsory to attend Coco or else they couldn't
Right.
graduate. I'm like, why are these teachers saying that? Because we have SPM and all that, and then they are forcing us to attend Coco or else we will not graduate, something like that.
Yeah.
And remember we were like pressured to like have a balanced academically and also
Or
extracurricularly. Yeah,
yeah,
it's I don't understand that system. I really don't get it. I just really don't
the
get it.
same.
Yeah. So okay, now we've heard. Okay, I feel like I want to hear another gossip. Maybe from our degreeers, because maybe I could relate to it because I was like with you around that
Mm-hmm.
time. So if there's one, that you I have in mind, but I don't think it's safe to say it here.
Same, same. It's very controversial, you know.
Yeah, it's very.
It's very controversial. I don't know, but like the safest thing for this passion is, I think maybe like horror, gossip, something related ghost, supernatural, but that's I don't know.
Something horror, like from where?
Yeah. Do you know that some of the faculty is haunted?
I Do you know one thing about me is that when I'm learning at that place or staying at that place, my taboo is I don't want to hear any ghost stories related related to that place because I don't want to like uh, I don't want it to happen to me, so I don't want to hear any of the stories. So if any of my friends wanted to talk to me or tell
Mm-hmm.
me about ghost stories in BRC or even our faculty, I would just, oh, you know what? Don't tell me now. Tell me like 3 years later, something like
Oh,
that. so, so you can tell me now because we're already like far away from that place anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know that during that time, I
Mhm.
think our that semester that we have curriculum
Uh
for
huh.
Q. Yeah. So because me and Ryan, Didi, Roseanne, all the gang, right?
Uh huh.
We are in the same COQ. So we take Main Bayang, right?
Uh huh.
And then, okay, Main Bayang is very nice. It's very cool. I love that COQ. But anyways, we have practice like late night.
Oh, you guys have practice?
Yeah, because we're actually planning the time. We're actually planning to do a safe touches, like a Mind Bayang version of safe touches for the primary school kid to
Oh.
expose them about sex education. It's very
Mm.
good.
Mm.
But anyways, we have this right in faculty in science. No, not science. In art faculty.
Oh.
Seni
FSGK.
FSGK. Yeah, one we have practice there, and then like most of the time we practice during night. Like we finish after 10 something,
Mm-hmm.
11 something like that, and then that time I heard that Ryan Harris was helping the lecturer
Mm-hmm.
all the things, right? And then suddenly when they came out from the office, the the radio at the office,
Mm-hmm.
because there's no one else, suddenly said Bluetooth connected and nothing is connected. Like Ryan's phone or Harry's phone doesn't connected to any radio or thing. And then it just suddenly said Bluetooth connected.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because I have dance practice also, right? Like sometimes I come back late
Mm-hmm.
because I stay outside the last semester,
Mm-hmm.
and I have practices like around 4 a.m. I finish and then I go back.
Mm-hmm.
I walk alone there. I know, I'm very brave. I'm that
Oh my god, it's
time
very
lah.
dark, right? There's no
Yeah.
light, right? Oh my god.
So every time I go back, all the seniors, all the people at Champaka said, please avoid FSGK. So, I was curious that time. I
Mm-hmm.
walked once through that FSGK, and I can feel that goosebump and everything. And then suddenly, right, all of a sudden, I don't know what stuff, like it came from third floor, I think. Just went crong, 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 like something crashed.
Oh,
I
so
run.
oh my. Okay, I suddenly have goosebumps.
Yes, very scary.
Oh, so suddenly you heard the noise, like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
was. Oh, okay.
Like something fell, like something make something fell.
Because FSGK was really huge, right? Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god.
very huge.
I think even our faculty have some stories as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I heard some from lecturers and some our classmates.
But as usual, I don't I don't pay attention to it because we have to learn that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I remember one. I took Melanau, right, for
Mm-hmm.
Borneo language. I
Yeah.
remember we have two lecturers. One of them, Puan Dayang, I think. I'm not sure if Puan Dayang or um,
Ibrahim.
yeah, Encik Ibrahim. I'm not sure which one told us, but uh, they told us that they used to like stay late, working
Mm-hmm.
late. So that time was like during Maghrib sunset, right? They were still working, and then suddenly they saw like someone coming in into the office, and like their usual lecturer lah.
Uh-huh.
And then like the next day or something, they asked that person, oh, were you in during that time? And then they said, no, I went back home early, like after office hours.
Oh,
I immediately go home. And then they were like, oh my god, okay, so who was that?
oh my God.
And then after that, Puan Dayang, I think it was her, she said she didn't want to like stay so late anymore, because everybody said that like after sunset or something, the faculty felt like so eerie, like there's just
They say
something there, yeah.
I heard it's also like from the system or something. Like most the lecturer avoid staying after, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because like sunset early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sun went down early, so they avoid staying more than 6 p.m. They
Mm-hmm.
just went back. I
Yeah.
heard that.
V, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
A bit
Can you hear
disconnected.
me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Wait, suddenly disconnected.
Oh
Hello?
no! Oh my God, we have to already now. Hello.
Okay, okay. Can you hear?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, but
Can you
your
see me?
okay, better. I don't know why it's a bit disconnected.
I think we have to cancel the ghost story now.
Yeah.
All of
Okay.
a sudden.
Yeah. Eh. Okay, okay, fine. We'll change to the next question.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, so end of gossip. Okay, fine. We're not gonna talk about ghost stories anymore. Okay. So being a Siamese in Malaysia, right? Have you, because you were in a Malay community, mostly Malay community, right? So being a Siamese in that kind of community and in Malaysia generally, have you ever encountered anything offensive but people don't seem to realize it? Like
Oh,
just now you
Lord.
gave lots. Just now you gave me an example of that sama thing, right?
Yeah.
So there has been a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I think maybe because they don't realize about
Mhm.
it. Okay, but I will start like from primary school.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I was from Felda Gornapai
Mhm.
in Kotyang, right?
Mhm.
So most of so basically that place is it's kind of rural,
Mhm.
and we don't have a lot of exposure about other people, culture, and everything, right?
Mhm.
So during my primary school, most of the time I will experience this like my Malay friend will come to me
Mhm.
and then ask me, "Hey, you don't want to convert to Muslim because we but after you convert, right,
Mhm.
you sure confirm go to heaven, something like that."
Oh.
And then that time I also addressed this lah to my relative, to my parents, right? And then
Mhm.
to my grandmother because I lived with my grandmother during that
Mm.
time, during my primary school, because all my parents they're very busy.
Mhm.
And I stayed with my grandparents because the house is very near to the school. And they said lah, like they taught me that no, every religion is like, if we do good, we go to heaven, something like that.
Mm.
So I told them like, no, I mean, if I do good, right, I will go to heaven. Like I don't need to convert to Muslim, to Islam, something like that.
Mhm.
But then, they use the word cafe, yeah, something like that.
Words that um seems offensive to other people.
Right. I mean, I know that the word cafe in Malay context, the Islamic Muslim context,
Yeah.
is like someone is not Muslim, right?
Uh-huh.
But at that time, because I don't know, I mean, I feel a bit offended by
Mhm.
it because they said I'm cafe, so if I do good, any good deeds, everything, I will not go to heaven because I will sure go to hell, something like that.
Mm.
And then during my boarding school, it went a bit soft because maybe because different people, different culture and everything, right?
Mhm.
So I think during that time, the summer
Mhm.
experience, and then I learned how to take it as a joke, like the cafe thing.
Mm.
And someone like will say, "Hey V, you don't fast, is it?" Then I say, "No, I'm not fasting because I'm cafe." Trying to make it
Oh, you're trying to
not
make it
offensive.
lighter.
Yeah,
Ah.
I don't want to make it seem offensive to everything. Like I don't want to get offense a lot.
Mhm.
I just try to turn it and make myself, likable. Someone like that.
Mm. Does it work? Like, does it?
Yeah,
It works. It makes you feel better, is it?
it does. Like people start to respect me now. Not now. I mean that time, that period of time. Like they say, okay, I'm cool with it. So they think that like making this kind of joke doesn't help them to feel better because I just play along. So they
Mm.
just avoid talking like that to me and start to having a normal conversation.
That's good. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
people, I don't know why. I I would like to apologize on behalf of them for them saying that to you.
it's
Because it's not how it's supposed to be, we have to be respectful of everyone, especially of their religion.
yeah,
That's not how you preach religion. Like any kind of religion, you don't force people to
sure, yes,
embrace your religion just because you are the majority of the people in the country. You can't do that, right?
yeah.
So
But then, right, during that time,
mm-hmm.
I actually experienced one that when I see that especially Siamese is not the only race that, being offended like that,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly people of colors, like people
Oh.
with colors, like darker colors. I don't know what is wrong with most Malaysian lah. Like
Mm-hmm.
they will try to depict that darker is bad. Like that sense,
Uh-huh.
like people with darker skin is not a good thing, something like that.
I think it's like deeply ingrained in most Asian culture. Do you notice that? Most Asian
They're
culture?
obsessed with
Yeah, they're
being fair,
obsessed
right? Yeah, yeah,
with being I don't understand why it's like that. Because in Western culture they want to be darker. Do you notice that?
yeah.
They
I
want to be
do.
darker. They have like spray tans, and then they go to uh
Tanbao.
yeah, they want to get darker, and here we want to be fairer. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand. Even up to the extent of wearing skincare with mercury in the ingredients, just to get that pale
like,
and
yeah,
white complexion. Eh,
bleach
bleaching,
skin.
skin bleaching. It's crazy. Why can't we just embrace our God-given skin? It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
During my school, right? During my boarding school,
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw that, you know, I mean, I'm so sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to offend anyone, but
Mm-hmm.
Indian student tends to
Mm-hmm.
be, like they tend to see them as just something of the school.
Mm.
So, that time I feel very sorry for them. Like every time, some case like a jury, like stealing, something like that, right? Because
Uh-huh.
I mean, in boarding school, it's
Common.
very usual, yeah, common to see, your stuff being steal, being stolen by someone else. And it's just that every time this case happen, they will point their finger to the Indian student. And that's not cool, like it's very, you can see that how they take this kind of stuff with other people of different races.
I think that definitely needs to change. Like, we have, I don't know, but most Malaysians, we have like this template, this stereotypical template that Malay is like this, and Chinese is like
Yeah, yeah,
this. Like, not good impressions, but bad ones, and that is really damaging to our society. Because if we want to live as a together as a whole, we cannot have that kind of mindset. We cannot
you're
progress.
right.
We cannot
Yes,
progress, guys. Oh my god.
that's why it's like, something that I always feel interested in, like something like this topic, like
Mm-hmm.
cultural diversity, because you have to change that mindset of seeing Malay as lazy,
Mm-hmm.
seeing Chinese as, I don't know, like the one that always robs
Kiasu,
money,
kiasu.
Kensu, competitive, and then Indian is like bad guy and everything. Because this thing like been eating up everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the experience that I've been living with. Like they said, Siamese is the one that take drugs, something like that. Like after school, they don't do school anymore. They just go finish themselves with drugs
Oh, I didn't
at
know
some
that.
place. Yeah,
Hmm. I guess well, my personal opinion is that everybody, like each individual, have their own um how do you say it? I don't think it is like up to the race. Like, for example, like any race can be lazy, any race can be competitive. It doesn't have, they don't have to be a Chinese or a Indian to be that way. It's an individual,
right.
it's an
Yes.
individual thing, right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
what about those who are of mixed race? So which are they? you know uh,
Yeah, that's the interesting thing that we learn each day, that if we go through that culture, like we just adapt with everyone, and then we
yeah.
learn the differences. That's why I said that strength lie in differences, not similarities. Because if we just stay in one group, personally, like one group,
Mm-hmm.
you will not have that things like, okay, this actually is not true. This actually is not true. Like we only heard this from someone else, but it does not throughoutly represent them. Something like that.
Yeah. So each individuals make up a society, right? How
Yeah.
so how do we as an individual and maybe as a society improve? I think it has to start from ourselves, right?
Yes. You know that I believe that
Mhm.
culture thing does not only like from that surface of race,
Mhm.
because I do believe that everyone have their own culture. Like you
Mm.
have your own culture, right? You have your own habit. Like you wake up 6 a.m. and then you do what, you pray and then you eat, right? Some
Mhm.
people that have other culture, like they woke up, they go to toilet first, something like that.
Mhm.
So it's the thing that you have to be like, if you want to help the society, right? You have to
Mhm.
start from yourself. And by doing that, you have to be more open-minded. I
Yeah.
mean, not truly open-minded, like
Yeah, some
just
people
went off.
mistaken that. Yes. Some people
Yeah,
mistaken that when we say to them, "Oh, please be more open-minded." It's not that we are asking them to be like liberal. No, it's not that.
yeah,
It's not that. Just like be an open-minded so that you can accept or no, you can listen to other people's opinions and then you evaluate which one is best.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
true,
Yeah.
true. I mean, because we have our own culture, and
Mhm.
also culture doesn't mean that the race only. You have also, like, sexual orientation,
Mhm.
preference, age.
Mhm.
We have that more stuff, like we can see through it, like more details. Because, right, we have to be like open-minded. As I
Mhm.
said before, we have to be more open-minded, but it doesn't mean that you have to change yourself to fit in.
Yeah.
Like, you have your strong opinion of yourself, of your own self,
Mhm.
but then you have to embrace, like, everything is not evolve around you. You
Yeah.
know, something like that. Like, something happen, something occurring around the world doesn't need to be like something is all related to you, because other people also have things like that,
Yeah.
and you don't have to make like everything is punishing you, something like that.
Yeah. True.
Mm.
So back on identity, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever struggled in finding who you truly are?
Um, I do have,
I think all of us have,
like,
right?
yeah, we have that phase, right?
Yeah.
Like during that time, I think like most of the time I feel as if I am good enough, or as like being Siamese is okay in Malaysia, because I have a lot of doubt. Because that during that time, the primary school, the boarding school, they always make jokes like, "Oh, you can go back to Thailand," something like that.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes I feel doubt, like, okay, am I Malaysian, or I'm actually from Thailand?
Mm-hmm.
And but then, like, because I said before, I find myself, I find my own true identity. I just feel like, okay, my parents work their best to
Mm-hmm.
be in this situation, to be in this country. It doesn't mean that I have to feel as if I'm not belong here. So if they don't know, it means that they're ignorant about all the history of the Malaysia and everything. Because you know that during history, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also during history lah, because I heard that, okay, Hinduism and Buddhism comes and evolved first, right? I think, is
Mm-hmm.
that correct, right? Yeah. So I think that, okay, I'm not, because I'm not Malay Muslim, but maybe I'm just a part of that ritual thing, like the first evolution,
Uh-huh.
something like that. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, it's weird evolution of our mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like, okay, if not Malay Muslim, that doesn't mean that you are not Malaysian, because Malaysia is a like very multiracial country, and
Yeah.
you just embrace it. You just embrace all the differences.
Yeah. I think um I struggle a lot with myself too. Even now, I think sometimes when you have that down
Mhm.
days, sometimes you have that right, like you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
I still have
Mhm.
that a lot of the time. You know how like at our age, everybody seems to progress physically. Like, when I mean physically, like
Oh,
examples,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
examples like getting married or they have like a stable job, income. Like you see that I was,
oh, yeah.
I see that a
Mhm.
lot, especially when I go on Facebook. Every time I go on Facebook, there's always someone getting married, someone engaged, getting engaged, someone gave birth to a baby boy or a girl, and I would always like reflect back to myself. Oh my God, what about me? What I haven't, yeah,
Yeah.
right. I haven't seen any,
Progress anything.
yeah, any physical changes going on with me, and
Mhm.
people are starting to ask like, what are you planning to do after this, stuff like that, and they have these expectations, and uh, and it made me reflect about myself. Do haven't I changed? And you know, people sometimes they tell others like, oh Shaida, oh she's just the same as like how she was 10 years ago, something like that, because they haven't seen much changes of me. But when I do
Oh,
some reflections and when I journal a lot, I believe I've
mhm.
I've changed quite a lot internally. Internally, people don't see it, but I see it. And you know what?
You see it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. And one day I was just like, you know what? It doesn't matter what others think of you, as long as you know what is happening with your own
Yeah,
self.
that's true.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know what, maybe you don't have like uh a marriage going on or something in your life, but you do know that you have grown wiser, perhaps you have grown more
Yeah.
mature. You travel a lot because that's always what I've always wanted to do anyway, and I volunteered a lot. I think
Yeah,
that's,
you
yeah.
volunteered a lot. Yeah, we saw that.
And there's a progress because I was such an introvert once when I was in school. I was a shy person. And looking back at how I was and how I am now, I think I've completely
Mhm.
changed in that sense. Like during my
That's
degree,
good. That's
yeah,
good.
during my degree days, like no one told me that I am a quiet person. Like they all said that I talk a lot, like, what do you think of me? Am I a shy person?
No, actually, I do tell you, right? You are cool. Like, you're the cool nerd, that nerdy kind, but you are cool. I mean, you have this vibe of being like, you someone that always like knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You like experience, something like that. When I first see you, but then you also doesn't have that stereotyping of, stereotype personality of people that love knowledge,
Mm-hmm. Like
like
the
like
bookish one, the bookish
the
type.
bookworm, the quiet one, something like that. You seem very confident. You're very confident. You're very adventurous. You're very open-minded, but also you stick to your own. Like you you don't go through, say, like you troubling yourself to fit in, something like that.
Alhamdulillah. It takes a lot of years to work on that. So,
See, I mean, you grow, right?
yeah.
You actually have progress of yourself.
Oh, now I'm really happy to hear that from you.
Yeah. I mean, before this, I also have these things like I think I'm very competitive because during my primary school, I want to flag. I'm
Go on, go
always
on.
the top one. Like
Uh-huh.
I always score 100 for my what?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very smart. Okay, during my primary school,
Hey,
but I was book
you're
smart.
smart as well. You got like dean's list every semester, right?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. I mean, yeah, but it's all in the works lah. But that time I was like book smart. Like I studied a lot. I study hard
Mm-hmm.
just to get it. And then when I go to boarding school, right, then I find that okay, if you have these kind of things, people like it's not enough. Like people also like your personality. And
Mm.
during the primary school, I was like very stuck up, very tied up. I get offense a lot. I feel
Oh.
like okay, everything is evolved around me, something like that. But
Mm.
then when when I try to embrace myself with the differences of the people, then I said, okay, I can be smart, but I also can be likable, something like that.
Mm.
So
So
that's
you.
why I become this personality. I came out from my own shelf.
Uh-huh.
Then I come like this. I become the one that you know today.
Oh. I think it's really cool how we learn and how we grow from our experiences and that we embrace ourselves more and by thinking, oh, you know what? We as a person, we don't just have one type of personality. For example,
Yeah,
if we love books, we have to be a bookworm. We have to be nerdy.
alone,
Yeah,
right?
alone.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can be both. We can still be bookish, but we can also be adventurous. Like those two things can exist in one person. That's what I realized during my degree
right.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
that is really, I don't know, but I feel it's so empowering.
Right, yeah.
Like breaking that stereotype. Like for example, I think I was very feminist during my degree years. I don't know why. I don't know why I was like that. I felt like, you know what, being a woman, you can do anything. You can do this, you can do that. And I was like, I wasn't trying to prove myself, but I was just like, you know what, because people just have this perception that women cannot do this, women cannot do that. So
Yeah.
I was like breaking that stereotype, but now I think I have toned down a bit, I think. I don't know.
Same lah, like, because I'm a guy, right?
Mhm.
So, that stereotyping, like, okay, you have to be masculine, you have to
Mhm.
be brave, you cannot cry. We grow up with this mindset of being this and this. Like you
Mhm.
just in one shell,
Yeah.
like everything that you're embodying is like in one shell. Like you don't have to break everything. So it's just very, how to say, like not diverse, not something that we are trying to achieve.
Yeah. So, I think we are getting nearer to the end of the session.
Oh my God.
Oh, it has been so much fun, right?
Yeah, I mean time flies. We do talk a lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
in lobby, during like in
yeah.
lobby, our college
Yeah, oh my god,
lobby.
I miss those moments. I miss those moments where we just hang out at the lobby
Right,
while
same, same.
waiting for our next class. And then remember we get to hang out in that secret room.
Oh my God, the secret room with aircon, right? It was so
Yeah.
nice.
I don't know who locked the door, but hey, really lah. I feel like
Right.
whoever locked the door is just so mean. Like we hang out there a lot. Like we can study.
Tadi.
Okay, so
We get gossip again, yeah.
yeah. So what is something, I know it's COVID, but what is something that you have always wanted to try but you didn't get a chance to?
Yeah. I actually want to do like, I want to explore more the world.
Mm-hmm.
Something like in Malaysia. I mean, even the Sarawak. I
Oh.
don't even like go through every places in Sarawak yet. And it sucks, because it's COVID-19 right now, so I cannot do anything. I mean, I always want to go to Rainforest Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to go to, more to the rural places in Sarawak or Sabah or any places, because it's very refreshing to see something new, something that is not common in media.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this kind of exposure. I mean, during that time we go to Miri with the
Yeah.
the,
The
the
Penang
penalty. Oh my God,
community.
I miss them so much.
I'm
And more
so
to like,
glad we went
yeah,
together on that trip.
right.
Even though uh, even
That
though a lot
one,
of
yeah,
thing going on.
that one,
That one.
that one. That's also one of the gossip.
We could have talked we could have talked about that actually. But maybe
Yeah, we could.
in another session maybe.
Okay, if you guys interested in knowing that, you can subscribe to her or follow up with her podcast. Okay.
Maybe we can have like another session where we invite Aimee, Alarm.
Oh, girl, that would be so nice.
We could have like a three person in a podcast. I don't know if they want to, we can have that arranged. And
Yeah,
we can just like talk about our experiences,
period. Yeah.
yeah, during the Penang trip. So
My God, yes, ma'am.
if you guys are interested, like let me know so we can have that arranged. So yeah. So your last question is something to do with 2021. What do you know we have you know every time we enter a new year we have all these like goals and
New Year, new
wishes.
me.
Yeah, new year, new me. But personally, I think it's just a new month because I didn't get to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So December and then suddenly it's January. So I feel like okay. Like it's not even 2021 for me, but I did have my own goals, but it's not as adventurous as it used to be lah. So what's your goals for this year?
You do know, right? I'm not an organized people, like one of the organized person, right? You know, but the funny thing is that I actually made up my goals randomly. I think everything is random for me. You know, like last year,
Mm-hmm.
not last year, 2019. I actually have this goal of going more like places in Sarawak, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe knowing some of the rural places at Sarawak. But
Mm-hmm.
then I achieve it anyway during
Oh,
we go to the Miri, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's very random for me, but I don't know. For my 2021 goals, I don't have yet,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe I want to create more art.
Mm.
I'm trying to do that book, the one that I'm trying to do since last year, but because it's like more obstacle coming and laziness and something that's unplanned. So, but I'm trying right now. I'm already like doing a lot of sketches so that I can give it out.
Okay, so if anyone's interested in V's illustrated books, you can hit him up at his Instagram. What's your Instagram?
B Sengtawi, my name. BeeSengThabe.
Yes, and you can pre-order when it's open. So when do you think it will be happening?
Oh my god, I hope it's like maybe February or March.
Oh, okay, that's quite
I
soon.
hope on that month, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can.
I mean, I was in that progress lah, like 70%. No, 60%. Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to be the first one.
Yeah, you'll be my first customer.
Okay, so mm, with all these goals and wishes going on, I hope like everyone have their wishes and goals intact as well.
Yeah.
I hope this new year is treating all of you well, even though it doesn't look so well.
Oh my God.
But yeah, let's just pray for a prosperous
Best.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just pray for the best. And maybe you guys
Stay
can
safe,
share.
everyone.
Yeah, maybe you can share what are your goals and wishes for this year down in the comment section, perhaps, if you want. If you don't want, that's cool. So yeah, and don't forget to follow V on his Instagram,
Or
VEESE.
you want to share your experience? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's a wrap. So thank you, V, for becoming this episode 4 from the Shadow Effect podcast this time.
Thank you so much, Aida. Feel very honored, actually.
It really is fun to talk to you today. I can't believe it after so long.
You too. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you very much.
Oh, miss you too. I'm glad we did this talk. I hope we can see everyone
And
soon. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm so sorry if like, anything that I said very offensive. Because I think I'm blunt. I don't know. I mean, I apologize for that if I say anything bad or offensive or brush you off the wrong way or any audience that listening. I'm really sorry about
Okay. So we'll see you guys. Well, not see. We'll catch you guys up in the next episode, inshallah. So goodbye.
that. Bye.